Hey everyone, welcome back to Arkham Horror, the card game, the Dunwich Legacy expansion. We are at scenario 6, Where Doom Awaits. You awaken to the sound of screeching. Fearing the worst, you grab your equipment and head out into the streets of Dunwich. As soon as you step outside, you sense a foulness in the cold night air, an awful pungent spell that can scarcely be described as and a heaviness to the atmosphere that makes it difficult to breathe. The citizens of Dunwich have sealed their doors, and the town feels quiet and lonesome. In the distance, a faint glow emanates from a hilltop above the village. You know of this hill from both your interactions with Zebulon and Armitage's records. It's called Sentinel Hill. The tales speak of satanic rites being performed there, rites in which great ritual pyres light up the night sky while the ground rumbles furiously below. Flocks of whippoorwills perch on the rooftops of the village around you, watching ominously as you climb inside Zebulon's old, beat-up truck. As you drive towards Sentinel Hill, more screeching fills the sky with an awful pitch that is painful to your ears. Everything you have read about and experienced in Dunwich has led to this. If the foul ritual Seth seeks to perform has anything to do with what Armitage and his colleagues prevented several months back, it involves the favor of an ancient creature, Yog-Sothoth. Failing to stop this ritual may spell doom not only for Dunwich, but for the entire world. Naomi never has the investigators back. So set up. Gather all the cards from the encounter sets. Click at the button. Where Doom Awaits. Base of the hill, ascending path, Sentinel Peak into play. We start at base of the hill. Yoink. Yoink. Remove one copy of Diverging Path from the game and set the other 3 aside out of play, and do the same for Altered Paths. Set aside out of play. Or RFG'd. Seth Bishop set aside out of play. Based on your difficulty level, add a -5 chaos token to the chaos bag. Woof. Depending on the following circumstances, a different version of Act 2 should be used in the scenario. Each other version of Act 2 is removed from the game. We did not restore Silas Bishop. And we still have the Necronomicon, so Ascending the Hill version 3 is the Act 2 card we use. For each brood of Yog-Sothoth that escaped into the wild, add a Doom. That is 2. Check the campaign log if the investigators put Silas Bishop out of his misery. We did. Remnants of the creature's body have mutated and grown at Sentinel Hill. Put one conglomeration of Sphere's enemy from the Hideous Abominations encounter set into play at the Ascending Path. Shuffle the rest of that set into the encounter deck. Fun. And now we're ready to begin. We've got the agenda. As you approach Sentinel Hill, you hear ancient Latin rites bellowed across the night. The time for action has come. If you cannot stop the sorcerers in Dunwich, who knows what terrors they might unleash upon the world. 12 Doom. We start with 2. A vibrant arcane energy fills the air with a bone-rattling chill. The energy swirls along the crushed trail before you and seeps down several other paths before disappearing. Objective: when the investigators have collected the requisite number of clues, 4, they must immediately spend them in advance. Okay. Lily, you gotta fight this thing. Oh, why don't you have your trauma on you? Weird. It just didn't import, I guess. Whatever. It's the first time I've had that issue. Anyway. I'll get that out of here. I really want Hallowed Mirror to stay. I think everything else can go to search for weapons. Well, sweeping kick is a very good thing to attack this thing with. Because that'll evade it. And then put 2 damage on it, and then we can all just bash on it. Okay. Darrell's turn. Got my Mariner's Compass out. I've got my Hawkeye folding camera. Those are the 2 assets I'm going to play. We're going to throw away the Occult Lexicon. Do I get rid of Forewarned? I'm going to get rid of Sharp Vision because that's a skill, and Cultist in this scenario can fuck it up. Cultists are reveal another token, cancel the effects and icon of each skill card committed to this test. Okay. Do I get rid of Forewarned? Nah, we'll keep this. We got a Lucky and a Higher Education. Okay. I didn't shuffle Lily's back. Okay. Base of the Hill. 3 Shroud, 0 Clues. It is connected to each copy of Diverging Path. Investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, put a random set-aside Diverging Path into play, limit once per round. Resign. This is more than I signed up for. Okay. Well, Darrell needs to get this going. And I don't want to be in this location, so I can't play both my Hawkeye folding camera and my... Well, Hawkeye folding camera doesn't make much sense to have right now because there's no clues. I think I'm just going to investigate straight up 5 on a 3. Do I premonition this? No, because I've got Lucky if I need to. The reason this is so important is because this is limit once per round. So... because of Lucky, I can't fail it. It's a Shroud of 3, so let's go. Unless I auto-fail. Squid! Oh boy. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck, and then add their cost, and that's the minus. 0. 0. I mean, it's really good to get Overzealous out of play. Predator or Prey is meh. So, okay, sure. That's a success because that's a 0. Did I shuffle these? Yeah, let's shuffle them and put it into play! That was Darrell's first action. Enter it! 4 Shroud, 2 Clues. After you reveal Eerie Glade, discard the top 2 cards of your deck for each action you have remaining. Well, I moved. That was my second action, so I have 1 action remaining. Discard the top 2. Oh, if you get rid of Ruined Film, you'd be my favorite. Ah. One of my other weaknesses. Okay. And now I play the Mariner's Compass. Sweet. Lily. Lily. Do I want to take an attack of opportunity, or not attack of opportunity, just take an attack from him? If I stay here, that saves me 2 actions. I could play my Sled Dog and just have him soak it. Let's do that. Get my Sled Dog out. This is the first time I've played him this campaign. Really, he was there just because he was the best option when I drafted at that in that group of 3 cards. And it's like, well, at least he can soak 2 and 2. I think I also want to get out Hallowed Mirror. That is my second action. Which gets my Soothing Melodies into my hand. And this is the upgraded Hallowed Mirror, so I heal 3, or if I can heal 2 and shuffle it in my deck. And then I think I'm just going to draw a card. A Defensive Stance. I either get hand icons equal to my feet, or feet icons equal to my hands. All right, so that was Lily's 3 actions. She played Sled Dog, she played Hallowed Mirror, and she moved. Or she drew a card. Okay, it is the enemy phase now. Conglomeration of Stones comes in and attacks my Sled Dogs. Oh, no. For 1 and 1. I don't have a weapon, but that's okay. I don't want to hit this thing with a weapon. Ideally, Darrell sucks up both of these clues, comes out and punches it once, and yeah, we can deal with this in a few turns. Okay, it is our upkeep now. I've got a Drawn to the Flame, which is great, and an Alter Fate. Choose and discard from play a non-weakness treachery that is not attached to an elite enemy. Okay, Mythos Phase. 3 Doom on the sheet. Encounter card time. A Crazed Shoggoth, a 3/6/4. Spawn at the nearest altered location. Dunwich, Sentinel Hill. Dunwich Woods. Dunwich, Sentinel Hill. Dunwich, Sentinel Hill. It does not have a valid spawn. Goodbye. Although that's a victory point, but I don't want to have to deal with 2 6 health monsters right now when I don't have a weapon out. Darrell has a Crypt Chill. Test head 4. If you fail, I have to get rid of either my Kodak or my Mariner's Compass. I don't have a clue, so I can't play Forewarned. Oh, making me discard my Mariner's Compass would be bad. Which would be worse, my Mariner's Compass or my Kodak? What does William Webb read? I think it's just item cards. Because William Webb can get these back. Choose an item card in your discard pile. I think both of these are items. That's an item. That's an item. The thing with Mariner's Compass is that triggers every round pretty much. Like, I can investigate with it every round. Darrell's Kodak doesn't trigger unless I draw something that sticks in play, like an enemy or Beyond the Veil. Do I get rid of Darrell's Kodak? That's the big thing. I could always lucky it too. Let's try to pass this with lucky. Okay, I'm just going to try to pass it. I'm testing head 2 on a 4. I'm going to commit Higher Education to go 3 on a 4. 0. I could have committed Forewarned, but whatever. I fail, I'm going to commit Lucky, which succeeds, and I draw a card. Hey, Sharp Vision. Neat. So now the question is, do I Sharp Vision here to get these 2 clues, or do I Mariner's Compass and spend my 3 resources? I think the first thing I do is I play my Hawkeye folding camera. Lily, I know you've got this conglomeration of spheres. I'll be there in a sec. So I could Mariner's Compass to go 6 on a 4. Or I could go Sharp Vision to go 8 on a 4. Let's Sharp Vision to go 8 on a 4. Basic Investigate action. And if I succeed, I gain an additional clue. If I succeed by 2 or more, I discover an additional clue. 8 on a 4. Skull is -1, -3 instead if you're at altered. It's not altered, so -1 gets me these 2 clues. Because Sharp Vision. Hawkeye folding camera gets a resource. There's no reason for me to be here anymore, so I'm going to come back out and try to help Lily with this thing. Next turn. All right, Lily, you're up. You want to sweeping kick it? The evasion is kind of important. I don't know if it's super important enough to play Premonition. So let's play sweeping kick. That's my last resource. Add my foot to my fist. My fist is 5 because of this. Plus 3 is 8. All right. It succeeds. That is 2 damage on the dude. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. I need to set up a... I think you can set up a button to, like, make that happen more quickly. And then I'm just going to punch it twice. 5 on a 1 is a fail. 5 on a 1. That's -2. That's a success. Oh. 3. Okay. And then, well, it's going to engage Darrell next turn because its prey is lowest head. He's sitting at 3 and Lily's sitting at 4. So it's still going to engage Darrell, but that's okay. Lily can probably punch it. Yeah, enemy phase. There are no enemies. Upkeep time. Technically, things are ready up before we draw cards. Okay. Excuse me, he engages Darrell, and then we upkeep. Machete. Useful for enemies that are not conglomerations of spheres. And making preparations. I'm going to choose... We don't... Lily, you don't need fists, do you? Like, this is a 1. You can test a 4 on a 1, right? Although, if I choose fist and I have to punch it, then I'll be sitting at a 1 on a 1, and I don't like that. But I also don't like the head, and I don't like the book going down. Okay, feet's going down. All my homies hate feet. Damn. Yeah, we'll have fist go down. Well, we're not guaranteed to get a head test either. Head goes down. Fist and book up, head and feet down. Okay. Get him on the sheet. Hey, another monster, a thrall. Spawn at the location with the most clues. Well, Sentinel Peak has the most clues. Actually, this place has the most clues. It's a tie. It spawns somewhere that's not necessarily my location. I get to choose where it spawns. Because it's a tie. I mean, I'm going to draw the thing that shuffles this thing in and blah, blah, blah. But, nope, not that. Frozen in Fear. Put it into play in your threat area the first time you perform. Move, fight, or evade each round. It costs an additional action. At the end of the round, test head 3 and then discard it. Well, I'm sad that I lowered the head. I will put in evidence on that for my camera. So our book and our fist are pumped. Lily, can you just punch this thing 3 times for Darrell? Don't even engage it. 6 on a 1. -2. 6 on a 1. -3. 6 on a 1. -4. It's dead. That was 3 damage. Now Darrell needs to investigate to get another location out. I'm going to do that. 6 because of my making preparations. 6 on a 3. 6 on a 3. Success. This one is not actually in play. It's not actually in play. Here, just go over into this fake guy's threat area. So that they don't draw the arrows. Now, because of Frozen in Fear, when I move, it's going to cost me my last 2 actions. I could just play Alter Fate to discard Frozen in Fear. So that would allow me to move and investigate this round. I think I'm going to do that. Goodbye Frozen in Fear. Goodbye Evidence, but whatever. I could have also put a clue on my location, but that also doesn't seem great. So my second action is going to be to move into this diverging path. It is the Frozen Spring. After you reveal Frozen Spring, lose the remainder of your actions and immediately end your turn. Welp. That sucks. Oh well. I still wanted to get rid of Frozen in Fear. Fewer tests I have to make. Oh, why is Alter Fate on top of my deck? Thrall doesn't hunt, does he? No. He just retaliates. Okay. That's our turn. Enemy phase, he stays there. It is upkeep time. There's a weapon. That's not a machete. Darrell's got Madame Brunch. Combos decently well with Mariner's Compass. Okay. Mythos phase. Doom. Encounter cards. Light of Aforgamon. You must either attach it to the current agenda or the current act. Limit 1 per act and agenda. Treat all damage as direct and all horror as direct. Let's attach it to the act because I think I'm going to flip it pretty soon. Darrell's going to put an evidence on that with his Kodak. And I've got a Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. Lily, can you come down here and help? It deals 1 and 2. Yikes. It only has 3 HP, but if Lily moves and plays a card, she can't attack it. My making preparations buff / debuff are over. They were over at the end of the investigation phase. Forewarned is only for non-weakness treacheries. That's not a non-weakness treachery. When the engaged investigator draws a hex or pact, Wizard of Yog-Sothoth attacks that investigator. Woof. So yeah, I don't think we can kill that this turn. And if Darrell doesn't succeed at getting these 2 clues, but I probably will, then all damage is direct, and so the sled dogs can't soak any of it. I still think I'm going to... If I play and move and attack, or I could play and move and engage. So actually the Enchanted Blade's going to be... I can't play either. I can't play the Enchanted Blade because I don't have the resources. All right, Darrell, you're kind of on your own. Do I have any way to... I have a head and a book. I'd be testing a 3 on a 3 to evade. I could get rid of my evidence from Hawkeye folding camera to evade him. That's probably what I'd do. Let's do that. I'm going to have Darrell go first and try to evade. Going to spend this evidence to go down to a 1 difficulty. 3 on a 1. Wow. Darrell tried to evade him 3 on a 3. Darrell tried to evade him 3 on a 3. Jesus Christ. Well, I wasted an evidence and I wasted an entire turn. All right, Lily. Darrell wait. We can... Lily could have drawn to the flame. Does she just do that to advance? She might just go ahead and do that to advance. Darrell can tank 1 and 2 for a bit. Lily needs resources. Plus, Lily has healing. Yeah, okay, Darrell's just going to tank it. Lily, move. I probably should have just done this first. Lily, move. Lily, drawn to the flame. Encounter card. Vortex of Time. Each investigator at a Sentinel Hill location tests head 4. Each investigator who fails takes 2 damage. Well, we are in a woods location, so that was nothing. Lily gets the 2 clues because drawn to the flame. And then we must immediately advance, which gets rid of this evidence. Oh, well. During your search through the wooded paths around the base of Sentinel Hill, you come across a startling sight. A herd of sheep lays dead upon the ground in a secluded clearing, their bloodied carcasses placed in a strange but careful pattern. Holding your nose against the stench of death, you step over mangled sheep on your way to the center of the odd formation. In the center of the sheep lies the corpse of a man. A clear jewel has been firmly pressed into his forehead, caving in the front of his skull. His eyes are wide, his face contorted in a vision of fear, as if beseeching you for mercy. Though you know better, you check for a pulse. As you touch the man's skin, the jewel in his forehead dissolves and the woods around you seem to clear. Remove all clues from all locations in play. Done. The arcane presence masking the path further up the hill has faded. Reveal the ascending path. 3 shroud, 0 clues connected to each copy of Altered Path. And investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, put a random set-aside Altered Path into play. Okay. As you ascend the hill, the environment around you grows increasingly strange and otherworldly. The arcane energy feels even stronger here, crackling in the air and crawling on your skin. Clues cannot be placed on non-altered locations. Objective when an investigator enters Sentinel Peak, advance. Okay. Now here's the question. Lily can now engage this guy and then try to punch it 3 times later, although she would just be testing 5 on a 4, which isn't great. I could defensive stance once. I could Storm of Spirits to go 4 on a 4 once. I could play Premonition. You know what? Let's play Premonition right now. I have 1 more action, right? I moved and I played Drawn to the Flame. Although Premonition's not useful if I have to test in the Mythos phase. Well, I guess what I could do, like if I'm gonna succeed, if it's a -1 or better, then I can just punch it once right now and have Darrell take it. If I'm not going to succeed, I can get a resource. Or I can engage it. I mean, I think Darrell tanking it is fine. I'm going to play Premonition just to see what's up. A 0. All right. I'm going to attack it with my last action, which succeeds. Damage. Ooh, if I draw a Hex or Pact card, I don't have any clues to play Forewarned anymore. I'm playing with fire. Okay, anyway. Enemy phase. Darrell takes an attack from the Wizard of Yogg-Sothoth. And the Thrall doesn't move. Upkeep time. Blinding Light. Darrell. An Occult Lexicon. Well, if I had this, I could just kill dude, but no. Okay. Mythos phase, Doom on the sheet. Let's draw more monsters. How about we, Lily? Vortex of Time. Nobody's at a Sentinel Hill location. Jesus Christ. All right, Lily, you're gonna have to do something about this. How much damage to... Oh, wait. What was... This was a Hex, and it was... Wait a minute. No. Darrell drew an enemy. Yeah, Darrell drew the enemy. Okay, so the Hex or Pact does not go off. You know, I was going to have Darrell go up and, like, try to start investigating the ascending path. But we need to deal some damage to these enemies. I'm going to have him punch the conglomeration of spheres 2 on a 1. Success. Fail. Fail. Okay, 1 damage. It's better than I expect out of Darrell, to be honest. Lily is going to play her enchanted... No, her machete. Engage the wizard of Yog-Sothoth. And attack. I'm at a 6 on a 4. Seven on a 4. Okay, that succeeds. This is the only enemy I am engaged with. That is 2 damage. He dies and goes up to the victory display. Okay. Enemy phase. The conglomeration of spheres does 1 and 1 to Darrell. Upkeep. A hypnotic gaze. I have no resources. And I'm working a hunch. I mean, I need to start getting clues fast, so that could be useful. Doom on the sheet, 7 out of 12, and encounter card time. Here comes some more enemies. The Light of a Phenomenon. We'll put that on the agenda, probably. And Darrell's going to put an evidence on it with this Kodak. I haven't gotten any evidence except for... You know what? Darrell should have an evidence on Hawkeye folding camera, because it's after the last clue is discovered from your location, place a resource on it. Not after you discover it. After the last clue is discovered. And Lily came down here and cast Drawn to the Flame while Darrell was there. I should have an evidence on here. Because I had 1 from this, I spent it, and then I never got my 1 from this on my Hawkeye folding camera. That's a retcon. I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything. It pumps my head and I, you know, whatever. Okay. What did Lily draw? Oh, the Light of a Phenomenon. That's right. And an Ancient Evils. I don't have any clues to cancel that. Ugh. Lily's going to engage the conglomeration of spheres. The only thing is, like, if Darrell moves and she's stuck down here with the conglomeration of spheres and he draws an enemy, he might get fucked. Do I just have him punch it? I think I just have him punch it some more. Like, if Darrell punches it 3 times and Lily punches it 3 times, it should be dead. Darrell would need to do 2 damage to it for that to happen, or I would need to sacrifice my machete on the last swing. I don't like splitting them up, but I think I need to go fast. So that's what I have to do. All right, Lily's going to engage. She's going to punch it with her fists, not the machete. 5 on a 1. Success. 5 on a 1. Success. Darrell would have succeeded both of those times. And then she can kill it next time. Sled dogs are going to eat it. All right, anyway. Darrell's going to move twice. And I'm going to investigate 5 on a 3. Three -1s in a row. That's pretty good. All right, altered path. Into play. And we'll put it over here since that was the first one I put into play. All right. That's our turn. Monsters go. Sled dog takes 1 and 1 from the conglomeration of spheres. Goodbye, sled dogs. I'll have enough to play Blinding Light this turn. Or if I don't play Blinding Light, I can defensive stance to evade this. Yeah, Blinding Light evasion is a 4 on a 4. Defensive stance will be an 8 on a 4. Anyway, it's upkeep time. Did I already upkeep with Lily? Only her thing was flipped, so I don't think so. Another Madame Lebranche. Well, one of them is going to be a book. All right, Doom on the sheet. We're at 9. Discard the top 3 cards of each investigator deck. Each investigator at an altered location shuffles each weakness in his or her discard pile into his or her deck. Oh, no. Unless... Yeah, nobody's at an altered location. Only the altered paths are altered. Okay. Hey, that's really good. Okay. Okay. Darrell, what do you got? That's really good. Thank you, Encounter deck. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. I don't have a ranged firearm or spell asset. I'm just going to be running away from it. I mean, I could tank a 1. I could tank a 1. It's got 4 motherfucking HP. I'm going to put an evidence on it. Just in case it gets to a location with clues somehow. So if Lily evades the conglomeration of spheres... She can deal with it later because she needs to come up and join Darrell. So I'm going to try to evade this guy. He's got an evade of 4. I've got a foot of 3, but I'm going to commit defensive stance and just hope that I don't draw a fucking cultist. 3 plus 5 is 8. On a 4. Hey... That's pretty good. Okay. And then move twice. Darrell, you got to get away from this thing. I think I'm going to use my evidence to make it a 1 test. Lily can commit hypnotic gaze for you. So I go up to a 4 on a 1. 4 on a 1. Skull is -1. It is evaded. I'm going to move into this altered path. After you reveal a tear in the path, take 2 damage if you have no actions remaining. Well, I evaded and I moved. I have an action remaining. Look at me. Mariner's Compass is not going to be able to suck up both clues because I have too many resources. And even if I play Madame Lebranche, I'll have too many resources. So what I do is I can still pump my book with Mariner's Compass. I'm testing on a 3, 5. I'm going to investigate with Mariner's Compass. I'm going to go up to 7 on a 3, 6 on a 3. Let's just make it 6 on a 3. Boom. Okay. That's 1 clue with the Mariner's Compass. And then I'm going to play Working a Hunch. That's 2 more resources and is fast and just gets a clue from my location. I get this evidence back on the Hawkeye folding camera because that was the last clue discovered at my location. Sweet. A lot of stuff happened in this round. Enemy phase. There are no unengaged or no ready hunters and no engaged enemies. Upkeep. He readies up. He readies up and engages Lily. God, testing a 5 kind of sucks. Its evade is only 3. I might be able to Blinding Light evade it. We'll see. Upkeep. Vicious Blow helps. William Webb. Do I have any items in here that I want to look at or that I want to get back? Higher education, it's not an item. No, I don't have any items in my discard pile that I'd want. Yep, okay. That's our upkeep. It's time for the Mythos phase. 10 out of 12 Doom. Oh. This evidence was here when I discovered a clue at this location. I can, after you discover any number of clues, which I discovered 2 clues, move that many evidence on enemies or treacheries at that location or not at any location to Darrell's Kodak. And this evidence is not at any location. I forgot that that existed until I just went up there and looked at it. Okay, 2 clues for Darrell. Encounter card for Lily. Rotting Remains. I'm okay with this. 4 on a 3. I've got ways to heal. Sure. I pass it anyway. Darrell has a Rights Howled. This is the same thing. Discard the top 3 cards of each investigator's deck. Darrell is at an altered location, so he's going to have to shuffle his weaknesses back in, which is not bueno. Wait a minute. That's a non-weakness treachery. I'm going to throw one of my clues down on my location and cast Forewarned to say no. I'd rather have to pick that clue back up than put my weaknesses back in my deck. I think... How many weaknesses are in here? All 3 of them are in my discard pile. No. Plus, that allows me to get Hawkeye folding camera again, because after the last clue is discovered from your location, I mean, if I get this clue, that's the last clue at my location, right? Right? Right. I'm going to Mariner's Compass. Am I? That's the question. Because I would only Mariner's Compass. Why don't I spend an evidence? No, let's... Mariner's Compass, I'm not going to use it again this turn to get multiple clues, so I might as well use it to, like, pump my book by 1. I'm going to investigate 6 on a 3. I'm going to commit this Madame Lebranche to go 7 on a 3. Yay! 5 on a 3? Shit! Commit the William Webb to go 6 on a 3. Motherfucker! Oh, that was bad. That was a bad turn. That was a real bad turn. But I would rather do that than put my 3 weaknesses back in my deck. So it was worth it, kind of, I guess. Lily's got to punch this thing, and by that I mean slice it with the machete. I'm only... Here's what we can do. I can kill it in 1 giant action, and I just drew the auto-fail, so it's not coming again, right? I'm going to activate this ability to get +5 skill value for the next skill test I perform this turn. And then I'm going to fight with the machete. So I have 4 fist, 5 fist, because this only flips after the skill test. So 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to commit the vicious blow to go 13 on a 5. -5 makes it go to 8 on a 5, which succeeds by 3. It succeeds by 2 or more, so it deals +2 damage. It's the only enemy I'm engaged with, so it deals +1 damage. And my regular attack deals the 1 damage. That was 4 damage in 1 go. Well, I guess 2 actions technically, because I had to pump my discipline. But whatever. It's what it's there for. Lily, do you want to try just like investigating to get another location? It's your last action. What are you going to do otherwise? Sure, investigate 2 on a 3. There's a +1 and an Eller sign in the bag. Nope. Okay. That's only a 10% chance because there's 20 tokens. All right, upkeep time. Oh, the enemy phase he hunts. I forgot he existed. He didn't hunt in the last enemy phase because he was exhausted. Now it's upkeep. Word of Protection is pretty good. And Darrell's got a Dark Horse. Well, I think I might be playing the Dark Horse for Darrell since I'm resource poor already. 11 out of 12 Doom on the sheet. Beyond the Veil. Sure. Darrell's going to put a resource on it. Or an evidence on it with my Kodak. Ancient Evils causes the agenda to advance. I can Word of Protection that. Yep, I'm going to Word of Protection that. Sweet. Darrell's got a Devotee of the Key spawned at the base of the hill. The base of the hill's getting crowded. At the end of the enemy phase, Devotee of the Key moves once towards Sentinel Peak. If Devotee of the Key is already at Sentinel Peak, discard it and add 2 Doom to the current agenda instead. So, Lily, you've got to deal with this conglomeration of spheres and the Devotee of the Key. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's going to be rough. All right, Darrell, could you please get this clue? Yeah, but first we're going to play Dark Horse. Okay. 6 on a 3 because all my stats are pumped with Dark Horse. 6 on a 3. Squid. I got to discard the top 2 cards. 0. 0. Oh, that lucky hurts. But give me the clue. Give me an evidence on Hawkeye folding camera. So I played Dark Horse. I investigated. I got to move back out here. Unless the conglomeration of spheres. The conglomeration of spheres prey is lowest head. Lily and I are tied now because of Dark Horse and Hawkeye folding camera. So because Hawkeye folding camera, I'm really at a 4 and a 7 now. Lily has 4 head. Her fist is down, but that's fine. So I played Dark Horse, I investigated, and I'm going to move. Because there's no reason not to. And I need to get out here to investigate this turn. Lily, what are you going to do? You could heal Darrell. Heal his horror from him? Let's do that. Let's Soothing Melody. I could either shuffle it back into my deck or change the 2 on it to a 3. I'm going to change the 2 on it to a 3. And he gets to choose. I'm going to heal 1 horror and 2 damage. Sure. And Soothing Melody comes with a card draw. Burden of Destiny. Well, I guess I am flipping over my head discipline. Which lowers my head down. It can't flip back this round. Do I also heal myself? Like, I could go down and engage this. How much damage would I take? And I still have the Light of a Forgamon. I would take 2 and 2 direct. But if she's down there, even if she's engaged with Devotee of the Key, he's going to move. I could play my Enchanted Blade so that I can attack the Devotee of the Key. Because I'll be engaged with 2 monsters, so the machete won't do the additional damage. And then sure, I might as well full heal myself. Okay. I accidentally damaged myself instead of healing it. This is at the end of the round, after the round ends. Okay. Enemy phase. The conglomeration of spheres comes up and engages Lily, because she actually is the lowest head stat now. And it attacks her 1-1. Okay. It is the end of the enemy phase. The devotee of the key comes up. I will have it engage Lily. We need Lily to kill it, and she can swing her blade at it. It is upkeep time now. A ward of protection, which is fantastic. And a live and learn, which is pretty good too. I'm going to choose not to gain the resource, so Dark Horse remains on. Doom on the sheet, which advances it and gets rid of the light of a Forgamon. As you explore the path surrounding Sentinel Hill, the chanting at the hilltop rises to a crescendo and takes an otherworldly quality, reverberating through the trees as if carried by unseen currents. The world begins to change. The grass and trees dissolve like sugar in a cup of tea. A vast, endless sky slices through the reality you see before you, and you feel drawn to it, terrified and awestruck. The arcane power becomes distorted and seeps around you, creating strange alterations in the land. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. That Ancient Evil's in the 2 light of a Forgamons. Agenda 2A, beckoning for power. The old ones were, the old ones are, and the old ones shall be. Not in the spaces we know, but between them. They walk serene and primal, undimensioned, and to us unseen. Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and guardian of the gate. Past, present, future. All are one in Yog-Sothoth. He knows where the old ones broke through of old, and where they shall break through again. He knows where they have trod earth's fields, and where they shall tread them. Yeah, and where they still tread them? I can't read that because it's all fucked up. Whatever. And why no one can behold them. 10 Doom. Encounter cards, Ancient Evils. Nope, Obscuring Fog. That turns this location into a 5 Shroud. I'm going to Ward of Protection that one. Oh boy. I can run away from it. Lily? You're on your own. No. Oh, my fist discipline flips because I did not perform a skill test last turn. I played my blade and I healed twice. No skill tests. I need to kill the devotee of the key, so that's who I'm going to focus on first. I'm sitting at 5 fists. I'm going to attack with the enchanted blade. 6 fists. I'm going to empower it to go to 7 and +1 damage. 7 on a 3 for 2 damage. Success. Now I'm going to swing my machete at it to go 6 on a 3. Success. The devotee of the key is dead. And then I'm going to punch with my fists the conglomeration of spheres. 5 on a 1. That's a success. This avian thrall is on me, huh? I am going to use this evidence. Oh, I need to put an evidence on him. I forgot to do that when it came into play. That was the last thing that came into play. I'm going to spend this evidence to turn this into a 1 test. So I'm sitting at a 4 on a 1 to evade. Tablet is -4. That is a fail. After this skill test ends, I attempt that test again at +2 skill value. 6 on a 1. Elder Sign. And I get my evidence back. I'm going to put it on this. It gives me +1 sanity. No, I'm going to put it on the Kodak because I guess it really doesn't matter. So it succeeds. And the Avian Thrall is evaded. Now I'm going to investigate the Ascending Path 7 on a 3. I was hoping to keep Live and Learn for that. I'm going to commit my Occult Lexicon to go 8 on a 3 so the -5 can't fuck me. 8 on a 3. Okay, -2. Altered Path. And I'm going to move into it because we need to get going. Forced, after you reveal Uprooted Woods, discard the top 5 cards of your deck if you have no actions remaining. Well, that is true. I evaded, I investigated, I moved. Discard the top 5. That's half my deck, and if I draw Beyond the Veil, I'm uber fucked. Necro, Hawkeye, Folding Camera, Bizarre Diagnosis, Alter Fate, Empirical Hypothesis. Oof. Well, I need to get those 2 clues ASAP, and then we need to go to Sentinel Peak. It is the enemy phase. Lily takes 1 and 1 from the conglomeration of spheres. Upkeep phase. The Avian Thrall readies up. God, it's just never ending. Upkeep. Deny Existence will help a little bit. Deduction will help a little bit. I have 4 cards in deck. Just don't draw Beyond the Veil, because there's no way that I can survive a Beyond the Veil. Doom on the sheet, 1 out of 10. Lily. Spawn at the location with the most clues. That's where Darrell is. Writes Howl. Discard the top 3 cards of each investigator's deck. Each investigator at an altered location shuffles his weaknesses into his... That means I gotta have 3 weaknesses and 1 card in my deck. Grit Your Teeth. Mariner's Compass. Forewarned. I should have kept my Occult Lexicon just so I could put Blood Rites back in my deck, but now I have to search for my weaknesses. My Overzealous, which is fucking awful. My Ruined Film, which I guess I can get rid of evidence, at least. And my Psychosis. I have 3 weaknesses and 1 card. I'm going to choose not to get a resource during my upkeep for Dark Horse purposes. And Lily also has to do this. A Vicious Blow, Armitage, and an Unexpected Courage. Because that's what this encounter card says, right? Each investigator's deck, but only the altered locations have to put the weaknesses back in. 3 weaknesses, 4 cards. I'm not going to be drawing cards. Do I just take attacks of opportunity from him? No, I'm going to try to evade him. I'm going to spend this evidence to make his evade value a 0 and test a 4 on a 0. Success. I'll put it on Darrell's Kodak. Actually, no, I'll put it here. I'll put it here again, because why not? So he is evaded. Second action. Investigate with the Mariner's Compass. I have no resources in my resource pool, so I will get an additional clue, if successful. 7 on a 2. Success. Just barely, but a success. So there's all the clues that I need to enter Sentinel Peak. Sentinel Peak is investigators must spend 4 clues as a group. That's my last action. That was my last clue on the location, so Hawkeye Folding Camera gets an evidence. And I'm going to move back out to the ascending path. Lily, I think it's time to just get rid of the conglomeration of spheres. So can we do that, please? I did take damage in horror, so I can't flip my head back. I'm going to punch it with my fists. 5 on a 1. Success. 5 on a 1. Success. This conglomeration of spheres is dead. I am going to attack this avian thrall with my enchanted blade. I'm going to empower it, so I'm at 5. 6, 7 on a 5. 8 on a 5 for 2 damage. -3, so this needs to be a 0. It's a 0. 2 damage. Okay. Enemy phase. Just the avian thrall. He attacks Lily for 1 and 1. She needs to heal herself again. She needs to draw another soothing melody. Upkeep. Okay. Darrell, which one of your weaknesses are you going to draw? Psychosis. Add psychosis to your threat area. After you take 1 or more horror, take 1 direct damage. Okay. That's a treachery, is it not? Yes. And it doesn't say non-weakness. I'm going to put an evidence on that. I'm going to take a picture with my Kodak of my psychosis. Because I know Ruined Film is coming up, and that's going to get rid of all 4 of these evidence. At least 2 of... Or no. Ruined Film has to take evidence before you take the horror. Okay. It's Doom on the sheet. He's re-readied. Altered Beast. If there are no abomination enemies in play. Oh, that's actually not bad. Because this is an abomination enemy. The avian thrall is an abomination. When you enter attached enemy's location or vice versa, take a horror. Luckily, I'm already at this beast location. Anything but beyond the veil. You know? That's pretty good. It spawns at the location farthest from you. Which is down here. Because these are all 1. That's 2. Or these are all 1, and then these are both 2. So, I mean, we can put them with the thrall. Party at the Eerie Glade. Okay, Darrell. Lily, actually, let's have Lily go in because I know that Seth Bishop's going to spawn, and I don't want Darrell to have to deal with that. So, Lily. Let's machete this motherfucker. Or no. Let's enchanted blade this motherfucker so I can get the extra fist. 5 fist. 6 fist, 7 fist on a 5 for 2 damage. 7 on a 5. Let's go 8 on a 5. Does Darrell spend an evidence to make it 8 on a 3? Sure. Only auto fail. Okay. And I imbued the blade. I empowered the blade, so I get +1 damage. It's dead. Lily's going to move into Sentinel Peak. Because I have the 4 clues, right? Right? Yep. Advancing. Approaching the peak of Sentinel Hill, you are confronted by several citizens of Dunwich. The man in the center of their circle is desperately trying to complete a Latin incantation. "It's not working, Seth," one of the other men cries out. "What are we going to do?" The man in the center stops his chant and pulls out a cobbler's knife. "The father demands a blood sacrifice," he declares, and his face twists into a crazed expression. Before you can react, he slits his left wrist with the knife, dropping to his knees in agony. The headstone of the altar behind him splits open. A torrent of energy pours out of the stone, coalescing into the form of an open gate. Seth holds onto the stone in front of him to prevent himself from being sucked into the gate, but several of the others are startled and pulled through it. You barely manage to dig your heels in and grab a hold of a nearby rock in time to resist the pull of the gate. Seth rises, wounded, but alive. An expression of pride spreads across his pained face. Put the set-aside Seth Bishop enemy into play at Sentinel Peak with 2 damage on him. Oh, and Lily got in here. It's a 4 shroud, 4 clues. When an investigator at this location draws a hex card, that investigator takes a damage. Darrell's got 6. She's got 4 left. But he's going to deal her 1 and 1 unless she evades him, which she's not going to. All right, Seth Bishop is engaged with her now. The altered beast was attached to that avian thrall. So Seth Bishop is a 5/3/5 or 5/6/5, but he has 2 damage on him, so he's got 4 HP left. 5, 4 remaining, 5 retaliate. So Lily killed the avian thrall and she moved. She might just be eating this attack because, well, the retaliate really hurts, and she would only be swinging a machete or the enchanted blade at a 6. If Darrell was here to help, he could make it a 5, or he could make it a 3, 6 on a 3. From the ruins of the headstone on the altar at the hill's peak, a gateway of churning, vibrant energy has appeared. A force like a hurricane erupts from the gate, bending trees and pulling debris into it. The howling of the gale drowns out all other sound. Somehow, you must find a way to close the gate. Only investigators at Sentinel Peak may spend the requisite number of clues to advance. 4 clues. Okay. Darrell could theoretically, let's see, he could move in. Darrell could theoretically end the game this turn. How much do I want to get greedy for this 1 victory point? Not very. Ugh. Lily still has an action. She might as well try to evade. The Elder Sign is a successful evasion. That's the opposite of the Elder Sign. Okay. He's not alert, he's just retaliate. So, sure. Darrell's turn. Move in. Oh, I got a resource during upkeep. I don't want to because Dark Horse. Actually, no. I want to because then I can spend it with Mariner's Compass. That's how I do it. I'm testing a Shroud of 4. I wouldn't have known that when I made this decision. And I would have made the decision earlier to be like, no, I'm not taking a resource. I wish that would do it automatically for you, but it doesn't. Okay. I'm not gonna game the system like that. Okay. I'm testing a Shroud of 4. I'm going to investigate with my Mariner's Compass. I have 0 clues. I have 0 resources in hand. I'm going to spend this evidence to make it a Shroud of 2. 7 on a 2 for 2 resource or for 2 clues. That's a success. It says, so this is a, like we can try to kill Seth before we spend the clues. I'm going to try to get greedy for a victory point. I might not have a choice though, because now what I'm going to do, oh, I get this evidence because I discovered a clue, and I get this evidence because I discovered 2 clues. Darrell. I'm going to spend one of that newly gained evidence to make the shroud a 2 again, and I'm going to commit a deduction to make me go up to 8 on a 2 for 2 clues. That'll do. Hawkeye folding camera gets an evidence because I just took the last clue off of my location, and that was my last action. Enemy phase. Seth Bishop deals 1 and 1 to Lily. She can always deny existence if, like, she's going to take 2 horror or something like that. Upkeep. Ethereal form. Darrell gets overzealous. This is not good. Visions of future past. At least, okay. At least it's not beyond the veil, because I'm going to reshuffle my deck now. Whew. Test head 5 for each point you fail by. Discard the top card of your deck. Unless I draw +1 or... I would not have gained a resource from Dark Horse. So I am at 4 on a 5. Please be a big minus number so I can... it needs to be a minus... I need to discard 3 cards. Motherfuck. I only discard 1. Well, it's my other weakness, so this is a useful card. Oh, it's research notes. I guess if I knew exactly what was in my deck, I could have deduced that. So that was encounter card draw the first. Same thing! 4 on a 5. -1 makes me discard 2 cards. 1, take a horror and shuffle. Whoops. 2. Okay. Right, because I'm 99% certain that that's how that works. Like, is there deck? Is there deck building, deck size, delayed effects? Is there a draw? Drawing cards is a 9. Is there a discard? There's a discard pile. Let's take a look at 9. Because I think... when a player is instructed to draw 1 or more encounter cards, when a player draws 2 or more cards, there is no limit on other cards player. If an investigator with an empty deck needs to draw a card, that investigator shuffles his or her discard pile back into his or her deck, then draws the card, and upon completion of the entire draw, takes 1 horror. But what about discarding cards? Did I play that right? No, you know, I think I played that wrong. I would not reshuffle. I just have an empty deck. And if I draw beyond the veil, I die. And I lose the scenario. So that was me playing overzealous, or drawing overzealous in my upkeep. Moment of truth. Oh, he hunts. I forgot that he existed. Did Lily take the attack from Seth? I think so. 3 doom on the sheet. Where are the player windows? There's not a player window in between me drawing cards and drawing encounter cards. Oof. Okay. I could die here. I've got 34 cards in the encounter deck. Lily draws Vortex of Time. Each investigator at a Sentinel Hill location test head 4. I am at a Sentinel Hill location. This is a Hex card. So Lily takes 1 damage. Each investigator who fails takes 2 damage. I'm testing a 3 on a 4. I'm going to commit Blinding Light and Ethereal Form to make it a 5 on a 4. That's a pass. I do not take the damage. Darrell. Altered Beast. Are there any Abomination enemies in play? Thank the Lord that Lupine Thrall is an Abomination enemy and this was not a Beyond the Veil, and I don't have to... I mean, technically, this Thrall is an Abomination. I should probably, like, the smart play is just putting it on him. Okay. I'm going to give this 1 try to get this 1 victory point from Seth. If I fail... Oh, was Darrell's thing a Hex? It was an Altered Beast. It was a power, so no. Darrell can commit evidence to it to make this a test of 3. Lily is fighting with the machete. 6 on a 3. Success. 2 more damage. Darrell is committing an evidence. Lily is going 6 on a 3. You know what? 7 on a 3. With the machete. Are you kidding me? Well, he retaliates. Is it worth 1 victory point to perhaps have Lily take another trauma? That's the question. I can spend an evidence. Lily has no cards in hand. She'd be at a 6 on a 3, but it would kill him, and it's a victory point. How much really is that 1 victory point worth? I already have 3 because of this location. What would 3 allow me to do? Or what would 4 allow me to do that 3 wouldn't? I could upgrade to the other brand. But I could upgrade her butterfly swords without, you know? I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to get greedy. I am going to spend the clues to advance. You don't know how to close the swirling gate before you, and with each passing moment, the force from within it grows in strength. You fear that whatever entity the sorcerers have summoned from beyond approaches. With no time to spare, you turn to open the tome on the stone altar, desperate for answers. R1. Okay, just for shits, let's pretend I attacked him. Spend an evidence, Darrell. 6 on a 3. I would have died. Lily would have died. Okay. Cool. R1. The poorly bound tome appears to be the written records of old Whately, the man who taught Wilbur the ancient secrets of sorcery. You find a passage describing a place outside of time and space, where worlds converge and Yog-Sothoth dwells. Only by reaching this nexus at the edge of reality can you unmake the tear that has split open the world. Feeling as if you may be going to your doom, you muster a final ounce of courage and step into the gate. In your campaign log, record that the investigators entered the gate. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. 1 here, 2 here for a total of 3, right? There are no more victory points. He would have been 1 if I had 1 more. That would have been a success, even without Darrell. A 6 on a 5 minus 1. This isn't altered, right? Nope. Yeah, but anyway. 3 XP, and the investigators enter the gate. Solid. Yeah, I'm surprised. Darrell did his job very effectively. Lily got 2 clues, which was useful, actually. Very useful. I'm so glad that Darrell did not draw Beyond the Veil, because Beyond the Veil would have been put it into play in your threat area if there's no copy Beyond the Veil. If your deck has no cards in it, which it currently doesn't, take 10 damage and discard Beyond the Veil. And, well, now he's dead. Now he's really dead. Anyway. Yeah, Lily, there's her brand. Another burden. Was her upgraded brand the last card in her deck? Nope, second to last. Her first aid was the last, but she got her Hallowed Mirror out, so didn't need the first aid. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode, this scenario. Yeah, I guess next time we will be doing Lost in Time and Space. Try to close this rift. Anyway, like I said, that'll do it for this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one.